recommend an expansion tank on every installation?
We absolutely do, and
Yes.
one of the reasons that we do is because of the difficulty in telling if you're on an open plumbing system or a closed plumbing system. When I was a contractor, I had a customer, she was a real estate lawyer, bought one of these, I think they call them starter castles, Jerry.
Yes.
Spent a lot of money on this thing, a lot of money
Yes.
fixing it up, and she called me one day with sheetrock and water cascading down her new oak staircase. And I got in the truck and ran over there, and I was talking to her on the phone. And I said, well, you know, you've had a lot of work done in this house. And she said, we haven't had any workers in this house for the past 3 weeks. She said, the only thing happened was the gas company came out this morning and changed the gas meter in my front yard. I said, well, the gas meter's on the side of your house.
Yes.
The meter in your front yard would have been the water heater. And what happened was the water utility was under some EPA regulations, and they needed to close off those houses. They were going by house to house, street by street, replacing the water meters with ones that had a check valve. So about 10 o'clock in the morning, she's on a closed plumbing system, didn't even know what that was. And a couple hours later, she did a load of dishes that caused the gas water heater in the garage to run through a heating cycle. Now she's on a closed plumbing system. That water had nowhere to go. It overpressurized the system, popped a nail out that had been stuck in a water pipe 7 years earlier when that house was built, fill that wall cavity up, and that's where all the sheetrock came. So you can go to work in the morning and have an open plumbing system and come home at night without your knowledge and now have a closed plumbing system. So for that reason, we recommend an expansion tank really on every water heater installation. And I would also say that if there is an expansion tank already there, and in some states and localities, those are required by code.
Right.
So you'll put a water heater in, there's already an expansion tank. I would take this water pressure gauge, when I get that water heater installed, I would make sure the burner runs, and then I would look and see if I get a pressure buildup or not, because a lot of those expansion tanks have been in there for 10 or 20 plus years, and the bladder in them is gone. And so it looks like you have an expansion tank up there,
Right.
but it's not working. So
Right.
if there is one, I would at least check it, and I would probably say the expansion tank probably lasts about as long as the water heater, and if you're replacing the water heater, I'd replace the expansion tank.
All right, and make sure to pressurize that before you install it on the water line.
Trusted and professional, Casey's Plumbing Service.